Here's a truth every great broadcaster knows. Equipment doesn't hold attention, delivery does. You can have the sharpest camera, the richest lighting and graphics that belong on, primetime TV. But if you don't sound confident, calm, and connected, regardless of what happens around you, your audience tunes out in seconds. Delivery is what turns content into connection, and that's what we're mastering tonight. Good evening, UK, Ireland, and Europe. Good afternoon to everybody across the US, Canada, and the Americas. And good morning to our Antipodean friends and anybody else who's an ungodly hour of the morning, 4, 5, or 6 o'clock, depending, because our clocks went back this weekend, depending on where you are around the world. I'm Big Joe Shep, and you are all welcome. Over the past 3 weeks, we're in week 4. We built your live stream studio from the ground up. Episode 1, we learned, we taught you how to look professional in 10 minutes. Episode 2, you discovered how to bring in guests and multicam. Remember that, without chaos? That was quite interesting, that one. We got a lot of feedback on that, so thanks for that. Episode 3 last week, you branded your show like a TV network. And tonight, episode 4, we finish it all off. The most important piece, delivery, if I can get my words out. Looking good is one thing, ladies and gents. Delivering smoothly, confidently, and naturally when you get a tongue-tied even. That's what turns a live stream into a show, but remaining real and authentic. Okay, it is Tuesday. It's your 30 minutes of live streaming and digital engagement. It's time for tonight's live show. As we all know, there's no show like a Big Joe show. Thank you for joining me. Keep it right here. Get any questions? Throw them up. Thank you. There we go. Okay, you are welcome to tonight. I'm Big Joe Shepherd, proud brand ambassador and streaming partner for OneStream Live, the globe's leading professional streaming platform. I got still got a 25% off gift for you because it's Halloween Samhain from our good friends at OneStream Live. Stay with us, and I'll share more about that shortly. Now, again, as I said, you can have the best camera, light, and graphics in the world, but if you sound uncertain, people will switch off. You don't have to be perfect. That's what we tell people time and time and time again. But we still see lots of people who are we live? I think we're there. Oh, let's crack on anyway. And, that's just not how you hit it. Delivery is the difference between information and impact. It's how you really build trust, connection, and credibility through your voice and presence. Be confident, have faith in yourself. When you've got a face for radio, all the rest of the stuff, personality comes through, especially when you're 130 kilograms. Seriously though, be natural. Tell a story that you're going to tell. This isn't a TV interview. It's not a presentation. You don't have to be a seasoned journalist or, some sort. Look at the way things have changed on TV now, the more personal approach of what a lot of talk shows are doing. So it isn't a TV interview. It's not a presentation. You're telling a story. Now, when I left, I spent a long time in the UK forces, NATO, and all of that malarkey, and I learned a thing called MOIT, Method of Instruction Technique. And I had to unlearn most of that when I just become Joe Sheppigan, BJS, and be more natural, telling the story, chatting to people as if I was there in the house or the pub or the bar or whatever the case may be with them, having a glass of Malbec, having a cup of OneStream Live tea. Very, very good. A little plug there. But I had to unlearn all of those things was the serious point, because we used to do a thing called it was very structured, extremely structured, and very strict in the presentation style. And then when you share something with people, you then did what we call a post, pause, pounce. You did your brief, and then at different sections, you then posed a question. You then took a pause while everybody else around you in the room looked away, didn't want to make eye contact, and then you pounced on some poor suspecting individual. Oh, it was scary. It was horrible. It was so false, it was absolutely unbelievable. That's the way that was taught from absolutely everybody. You couldn't really put a personality on it, although I tried on many occasions. So don't be false. There really is enough of that in enough businesses and organizations. Be you, be the real you, okay? If they like what you say and the story you're telling and what you're sharing, then they will show up anyway and follow you. And let's face it, there's an awful lot of people out there who follow me out of pure curiosity. They want to know what I'm going to say next, what I'm doing next, what I'm involved in next. Whatever I'm doing, it is just me. So remember, it isn't about being perfect. It is about being present. So everybody develops their own rhythm, their own style. Some prefer to use a teleprompter system that they have in OneStream Live. Brilliant, it's fantastic. I didn't really get it until I started playing around with it and then and using it as a guide. And now I'm a big believer in sharing that with people because it gives them the reassurance, especially in the early days. And others use sticky notes. Some will use these, what we call a show running order. So they've got that. And again, the goal isn't to copy somebody else's delivery. It's to find your way of feeling comfortable, consistent, and connecting on the camera. So I'm going to cover these 4 things. Teleprompter technique, notes and scene timers. We're going to have a virtual backgrounds that work. We have covered that previously. I want to tie it in a little bit tonight on episode 4, the wrap up, and a clear show flow from start to finish. So remember, excuse me, you don't have to be that newsreader. You just need to sound like you on a good day, just you. So let's start with a teleprompter system. Now, most people are like I was, are unsure about it. Most people will avoid it because they either, they look like a hostage reading a ransom note. But it's how you can make it absolutely natural. It is. I'll take that comment just in a second. What works for you is what works for you until you get used to it. So you can use bullet points just on your teleprompter or on your notes, whatever you're doing, or on your stickers around. Nobody sees your stickers because you're in the studio. They only see what's within the live streaming as a service studio. They don't say anything else around it. But they all these different aspects do is allow you to develop your thoughts naturally and stay conversational. It's just a guide. Okay, some use scripted paragraphs if you prefer, but again, treat them as a guide, not a gate and not a cage. It's keep the short phrases that remind you of the flow. Over time you'll be able to adapt, and it will become second nature in what you're doing. You can match your eyeline in the studio. OneStream Live's teleprompter, you can have it center on, you can have it left offset, left justified, I think they call it then, the left offset, and right justified, right offset as well. So whichever, you can have it going at different speeds. You can have it so it is on your screen more prominent, because it's only you that sees it. So it's whatever. And this all comes down again to, remember the 7 Ps we've talked about. Prior preparation and planning prevents potentially poor performance. I have to pause there because in the military we had a different word for potentially. Those who know, but they're 7 Ps. Prior preparation and planning prevents potentially poor performance. That's what it's all about. And once you have prepped and practiced and done all the rest of your stuff, it is all very, very natural. Okay, but the thing is, if you're hosting, producing, and directing your own show like I am, here tonight, there's nothing around glancing around the studio, because on my left hand side I've got thumbnails, images to bring in. On my right side here I've got the videos and things that I bring in. I've got this on the right hand side. Excuse me. When I try to record, there is a delay for me. Can I explain why? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Very, very good point. I don't know. I'd need to actually have a chat with you and find out what you're doing. Because I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how you mean by recording. Is that a pre-recorded stream that you're doing? There's a delay for you, or excuse me, or are you talking about when you go live? So in the studio, the top right, people have seen this before. there's a recording button, and it says that there's a button there you press to go live. And when you go live, it can take up to 45, 50 seconds, depending on what platform you are going out across. Which is why I have a bit of music on or a video on and the thumbnail up, because it's what they call it technically, aren't we? The API with the different, because you can go out to 45 different locations at once, different platforms with OneStream Live. So if you're going out to YouTube, if you're going out to LinkedIn, if you're going out to Facebook, if you're going out to all these other different places, each one of them has a different time for the link to come from the studio across. So it may be that, but if you want to send me a message, here we go. Stand by. I've never done this before, but here we go. This is a first for me. Let me just take that one down there. So you should see that. There should be an email there coming up that you can contact me on. Basically, it's info@livestreamsolutions.org. Or you can go to onestream.live, and in the bottom right-hand corner, there is the little white envelope. Then you can contact the human support team. So there we have it. That's my personal email address of the company. And then obviously I'll be able to sort of contact you, and then if need be, connect you in with the team at OneStream Live. But I always like to try and get to a resolution. So again, we go back to the teleprompter set at comfortable speed. You should continue the scroll. Once you've been through those 7 Ps, don't forget, actually a lot of it, if you are even using the teleprompter, you'll forget about it. You won't need it, because it's a guidance there, because you're just having a chat. You know what's coming. So again, you can do a quick comparison if you want. You could let me pull that up there. So what you could do is you could stand and read the classic robot read. Now I'll read the same lines, but this time I'll slow down slightly, make eye contact, and natural pauses without a real conversation would be. There we go. Or you can say, now I can do the same lines. I can be looking around a place. I can have that natural pause, that natural. The whole thing, team, is that it's you. Nobody cares about what you use, whether it's the show notes, whether it's stickers, whether it's the teleprompter. They're there to aid you. The stuff that OneStream Live give you in the studio to play with is absolutely phenomenal. So, test it out. Great, excellent. I look forward to hearing from you. Always glad to get a bit of an engagement like that. There we go. The teleprompter is a guide, not a cage. Okay, so there we go. It shouldn't trap you. What was the point I made before? Who sticks in my mind? Who's the Irish TV host, chat host? I can see his face now. Anyway, but he has all these stars on, all these A-listing stars from across the globe. And he sits there and he's got his notes, or sometimes he has these little cardboard notes, or something. Other people sometimes will have a sheet in front of them. Been watching Traitors recently, and the comedian there's the host, of the after show is there. He's got an iPad or something. Others are available apparently. That type of thing. So it's become more. They have a glass of water or a glass of beer or a glass of wine. He's chatting with them and with the audience, and that's what we're trying to do. If you want a perfect scenario, perfectly edited, then go and do a course for TV or something. But my point is, they're chatting, and they're like a live stream should be. It's chatting as if you're chatting with one person or 2 or 3 person, but actually what you're doing is you're going out to thousands and thousands and thousands. Okay, let's talk about timing. Whether you're hosting a 30-minute show or a 5-minute update, okay, the clock in the studio is, I can see it now, 16 minutes 51. It's ticking away. So I know where I am, and I can increase, I can cut out, I can, whatever. And that's the same. And because on the show notes, when we're doing a rugby show, for example, we then send the show running order to the guests, so they know what's coming, even if there's bits in there that aren't involving them, okay? Because they know what's coming. And then the hosts or the producer, director, everybody knows what's happening and when, and you've got a clock in the studio that you can time it. I've got where we've been just chatting with our friend here online. We've also got a private chat for those people in the studio or in the virtual green room, and excuse me, you chat with them and reassure them and what's coming up next, and guys, we're on time, and blah blah blah, all of that. Okay, the point is getting the message across that you want. The timing is there, the teleprompters are there, all of these things are there to help you with your delivery. The way that we do. The way that we do the show flow is a thing that we did do in the military, called the 3 tell-ems. So tell them what you're going to tell them, which is your intro and the hook. Remember at the beginning of the show, not before, I said good evening UK, Ireland and Europe, etc., etc. I gave the hook into the show. So that was what we did, the very first thing as soon as I came into the studio. So tell them what you're going to tell them. That's your intro and your hook. Tell them what you need to tell them. That's your main segment, or segments broken down. And then at the end, tell them what you just told them, your recap and close. So tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you've just told them. Boom. Intro, main segment, main body of your show, the segments, whatever, and then the recap, close, call to actions afterwards. Works. That rhythm works every single presentation, every show, every live stream, every audience. It builds familiarity and flow. People know what's coming. That's what you should do. That's why you do preparation and planning. That's why you don't just, in my humble opinion, just hook it. And remember, excuse me, viewers don't know what your script is. They only feel your energy. You know, if you forget a line, smile and flow on. If you've got a problem in the studio, we've had them, it's live, where I've pressed the button and the video doesn't come on. That's when you got guests there, and the guests that are then taking the mickey out of you. And then often you see, we also have this in the studio. Digressing slightly, but we have this in the studio. Excuse me, the guests have access to this brilliant set of reactions the team have put in. So you'll see some of those coming in now. Oh, yeah, absolutely right. And then a round of applause. So I've got one particular guy who, since we found these, he just absolutely, any occasion he wants to be able to use them when he is co-hosting or guests. Got another question in there as well. Let's just pull this one up. Excuse me. Can you split screen with other guests and go back and forth on the screen and split the screen on the spot? Right. So I don't have a guest in here tonight, but what I'm going to show you is, excuse me. Yes, you can. So imagine that's another guest. There we go. Very quickly, just to give an example. And what I can do is I can, if we've got a number of guests in the studio, if I want to record, say, 90 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes of a short clip, I can do a piece ahead. Is that what you mean? So I can do a clip like that, and then when they finish speaking, I can go out. I then have got that to download later. So again, I haven't got a guest in, so hopefully, and again, we did show it in the studio setup. If you've got 2 guests in the studio, I personally think this works better. It automatically defaults to your name and your role into the center there. Let's just go back, and there we go. So let's remove that. So I'm hoping that is what you're talking about with on the split screen. So that's on the spot, and you can do that. And don't forget, you can have 10 people in the studio, and it's a great way to be able to control that, what you're doing. This, you know, I can share videos, I can share the image thumbnails, I can share the screen. In fact, here we go. I love this when we go off script. I love questions because it makes me go off script. Does it matter? No. Okay, so I am going to show you this. Okie doke. So this is, let me just put that on full. You'll still hear me? Okay, this is a downloadable live show checklist from the team at OneStream Live. There's 25% off until the 1st of November on all monthly plans using HelloStream 25. And this is the sort of assets that they give you. So I'm just using this as an example to show you that I can share the screen and that as well. There we go. That is the sort of thing that you get with OneStream Live. Okay, let's stop sharing and come back to me. So there we go. So there's lots and lots of different things that you can do. Go back to the first 3. Thanks. Yes, beautiful. Good. Happy. Go back to the first 3 episodes. There's a playlist on OneStream Live on YouTube. Go and subscribe, because the amount of information you get up there, but ladies and gents, is absolutely superb. But go to OneStream Live on YouTube. Subscribe for all the latest updates that they get, as well as the weekly shows. But there's a playlist with the other 3 episodes of this series in it as well. So that's what we can do. And if there's anything else, again, my email is up there. You can contact me personally, and I will come back to you, and we'll arrange a call and help you get started or whatever it is you need to do. Or go to onestream.live. I make no apologies for saying that again, but onestream.live, the bottom corner, there is a little red circle with a white envelope in it. If you click that, you get a human support team. No bots, all humans, and they're fantastic. And the other great thing about the customer support team with OneStream Live, as well as being humans, they're all part of the tech development team. They know this stuff inside out. I am a pain in that backside to them. I am constantly onto them. I have, excuse me, I have access to the chief tech officer and the whole team. But they're brilliant because there's so many things that you can do in the studio. It's brilliant. And it's like, even after 7 years of live streaming, there's things I don't know. I forget very quickly. And to have a human on the other end who sends you the link, gives you the information that you need in an expeditious manner is just reassuring, let me tell you. Okay, very quickly, virtual backgrounds. Okay, so we did use them before. Again, great for branding and consistency, and we did branding last week, so go and have a look at that on episode 3. But again, this comes back down. We covered lighting and things, but I'm just going to show you what happened. So we do two sets of aspects. So I use a thing called vcam.ai because of the nature of the setup of my office here and the lighting. People remember previously I've shown it's a sloping roof. The lighting is difficult. That's fine. You know, it's not a professional studio I'm in. It's a professional virtual studio I use courtesy of OneStream Live. You know what I mean? Overcome the problem. It's a sustainable business. I don't have to put all of those miles in, all of that cost and everything like that of a studio. Okay. But so I use VCam AI, and I'm going to also talk to you about OneStream Live's virtual background. So this is vcam.ai. Again, they give me a number of different backgrounds that I can use. Again, you'll notice because my lighting is set to this one, so that's why it makes a difference. That's why I'm wearing that colour shirt, and all the shirt also matches the thumbnail for the series that we're on. So again, depending on the virtual background I would use, depends on there we go. Depends on what colour shirt, how my lighting is in the office, etc., etc., etc. So let's just come back to that normal. So there we are with vcam.ai, and I'm going to very, very quickly. This is the background here. This is I don't know how many is in the OneStream Live. In the effects, they've got 1, 2, 3. There's about 20, 25 different backgrounds you can put colors on. You could do. There's one thing in there that doesn't work for me. I've told the CTO everything is absolutely brilliant, but there's a beautification button. Apparently, there's nothing that you can do for this to beautify it. So there's those backgrounds there. Just let me take that one off and come back to me there. So that's how quick it can be done. Excuse me. And then on the other thing on the effects is, yeah. I tell you what, there is good. There's color filters. So if I was to go sepia tone, for example, look at that. See the way that changes immediately? Blue, I can go into that one there. I can go into a darkened mode, and I'll go back to the one that I have it set on, more naturally. So again, I do all of these things. In 7Ps. Prior preparation and planning prevents potentially poor performance. So the kit I'm wearing matches the branding, everything else, the lighting, so the background, everything works in well. There's a reason behind it all. Good question, excuse me, from our another guest on tonight. I'm thinking of shows in English as well as in Brazilian Portuguese. And guests may not speak English. Is the interface in other language for international guests? Not currently, but it will be coming. So again, if you want to send me an email, I know somebody else who speaks Brazilian Portuguese, and he's very, very good, and he's a live streamer. But if you want to contact me, info@livestreamsolutions.org, or go to OneStream Live. It is coming. It is coming, and it's pretty fantastic, really. So virtual backgrounds, that's where we are. So that's what that helps. You know, that you don't get a floating head seance type thing. I know it's Halloween Samhain in a few days, but none of us need that. I need all the help I can get, which is why I use OneStream Live. It is the professional's choice. It's as simple as that. Follow 3 simple rules, okay? Even lighting, so no dark corners, a good contrast between you and the background, and avoid movement or text behind you. So again, being able to, the limited resources, pleasure, my friend, pleasure, the limited resources that I've got here, you know, it's a converted room in my house. Most people think that I'm in some big studio somewhere. We're not. We can do it. We can advise you on how to do it. That's why Livestream Solutions, Livestream Academy, my company, was set up, because I went from doing this as a hobby on online rugby chat shows, turned it into a business, and I'm now the brand ambassador and streaming partner for OneStream Live. Myself and the team have an awful lot of experience in being able to help you at whatever level you are at, whatever streaming you've done, whatever platform you've done. Okay. Again, if you've got very, very poor lighting, you can use OneStream's background blur or simply a colored backdrop. Again, clean beats clever every time. Play around with it. These things are in the studio for free for you. You know, I always think that a virtual background should frame you, not fight you. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So we've had a quick look through those, and your show flow, just to finish us off tonight. The hook. Okay, we went through the 3. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them the main body of the event in the different segments, and then tell them what you just told them, the wrap up, the call to action, and anything else at the end. Okay, value blocks. You know, the hook, open strong like I did tonight with what the issue is and what you're going to go through with them tonight. You know, state the problem or the promise, you know, that you're going to give them. Hopefully I did that to you tonight. Deliver the main points, put them into segments. When there's a 30-minute show like this, I don't tend to use it. But a longer show, I would sometimes use, let me just do this. We sometimes use, like on our rugby show last week, what we do is we've got short dividers. So again, this is just as an example. If your show's a lot longer, then you can do each segment and say something like, and still coming on tonight's show, blah, 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 blah. Stay right here, back after the short break. Here we go. There. So you can do that. Okay, you with me? You can then break up your show into segments and then use that as a segment divider. Great. Okay, so engaging moments, ask questions, use the chat, run a poll if you want to run a poll, call to actions, give the viewer a next step, you know, visit, subscribe. Told you tonight, haven't I? Go to OneStream Live and subscribe. You'll get the others. Speak to OneStream.live into the customer service team. Send me an email. All of those things, okay? It's just about covering all of those things that you're going to do. That's it. Right. So prior preparation and planning prevents potentially poor performance. It gives you a show that's tight, That's engaging. If you miss something out, nobody cares because they don't really know, as long as the majority of the stuff is there. If they have any questions, like our guests have, like our viewers have tonight, engage with them. Sometimes I'll do it directly afterwards, but I'll wait for them to get in touch with me now. That's it. Look, a great show to finish off, ladies and gents. It's felt as much as it is watched. Okay, so let's just recap. Episode 1. Week 1, that's 4 weeks ago now. Set up the cells. You learned how to look pro in 10 minutes. Episode 2, guests and multicamming without chaos. So you took control of your studio. Last week, brand it like a network. You made your show look like TV. Covered a little bit more of that tonight. And tonight, hopefully, episode 4, smooth delivery. Now you sound as good as you look. From seance to studio, from basic to broadcast. Remember, good tech just gets you seen. Great delivery gets you remembered. Be you. Be real. Don't try and be something else that you're not. I said before that OneStream Live have got, there we go, we split the screen again, 25% off until the 1st of November on the promo. Use Hello Stream. Excuse me, let me just stick that. I'll stick that. There we go. We'll change. Yeah, we've got running along the bottom. There we go until the 1st of November. So we have got all that running for you, 25% off. But speak to us. Speak to the team on getting started, or if you're already an experienced streamer, on how to move to the next level. Okay, it's as simple as that. Hello Stream 25 offer, still live, unlike the rest of the people in Samhain and Halloween, until the 1st of November. Don't miss it. Honestly, please don't miss it. That's us. We're wrapped up for this episode from Studio Mastery with Joe for this month. Next month, next Tuesday, in fact, as always, we move from mastering your own live streams to transforming. I'm really excited excuse me, about this one, transforming how the entire organization can communicate internally and externally. So our November series start next Tuesday. It's called One Channel, Every Conversation. No, it isn't. It's called One Channel, Every Conversation. There you go. You don't have to be clever at this. Just, my brain's in overdrive, so I've been so excited. One Channel, Every Conversation starting next Tuesday. Showing how, seriously, how OneStream Live can be used as your one-stop communication hub. So from everything that you need internal, for internal meetings, briefings, town halls, etc., and then external live streams, launches, public broadcasts. One platform, every message, every audience. That starts next week for Pod Series. But thank you for being part of Studio Mastery with me, Big Joe Shep. I am a very, very proud ambassador for OneStream Live. Contact us, like I've said. Be part of the global community that's grown and grown and grown. This has been another episode of The Big Joe Show. Remember, please, don't just go live. Look live. Sound live, be OneStream Live. Until next week, I'm Big Joe Shep. I'll see you soon. Take care.